Alright, what's up, RBY Pokemon Challenges fam? This is Teo, coming at you with another challenge, another video. Today we're going to be taking a run with a Gengar, but not just any run. No, today we are going to be trying to see if this Gengar is capable of beating the entire game on 0 DVs and minimum battles, but with an extra caveat. You see, we're not going to allow this Gengar to learn any TMs as it goes through the game. Now, that's because if we just played this normally, well, what would the strategy be? Well, the same strategy everybody uses. Pick up Thunderbolt, pick up Psychic, and just basically crush everything. Because Gengar is one of the best solo running Pokemon ever. Think about it. This Gengar that we're about to pick up in Professor Oak's lab, and we're gonna go ahead and get Casper going on here. He's perfect for solo runs. Really, really perfect. I mean, when you look at this, we are looking at a Gengar that has high speed, high special, and on top of that, it has basically one of the most perfect typings you could have, because the Ghost type can't be hit by tons of threats as we go through the game, and anything that can hit us, we might just outspeed or be able to tank its attacks because of our high special. So Gengar has a huge advantage in this one, and we gotta make it harder. Otherwise, there would be no point in making this video, it would just be a joke. So here, Gengar against Rival 1, we're going to use Nightshade. It's the only move we have that can actually deal damage to a normal type Pokemon like Eevee. Perfectly fine. Now, it's time to move on here, and while I move on, I'm gonna talk about a couple things, because as you guys may or may not know, RBY Pokemon Challenges is turning 1 year old this month. I started the channel last year on August 17th was my first upload, and it's been a hell of a year. Like really, really exciting, because I didn't think I would have anybody watching, and for the first 4 to 5 months I literally didn't have anybody watching, and I think I was my only subscriber until like October of that year. And even then, we were only at, I think, 12 subscribers at the start of January, at the end of December. It was some really, really small number. And that's cool. You know, we'll take that. But still, to me, it was just kind of like, whoa, you know? We took off very suddenly off of the April Fool's video where we ran a single Weedle. And that's cool, but that's not really what I want to do for all of my videos, so sorry to anybody who watched that one and subsequently was disappointed we didn't come out with like a Magikarp video the next week. But yeah, I'm still stoked that people are watching my videos, so thank you so much, guys. Now, with that being said, we are 1 year old, but it's been a tough road in some cases. I've definitely made a lot of mistakes. I came into this knowing nothing, so we're going to fight Bugcatcher here and just lick him down. This is going to be the most boring battle ever. Anyway, I've made a lot of mistakes. I started the 0 DVs minimum battles thing back in March of this year, and I didn't foresee some of the mistakes that I would make at the time, even though some of you were probably better at seeing it than I was. The biggest issue that I think my content has is that a lot of these do devolve into the same strategies or the same looking strategies. And it kind of violates the whole point of a solo challenge. A solo challenge is all about seeing what makes our Pokemon unique and special and what their actual strengths and weaknesses are. So if we're just using the same strategy of double team, toxic, mimic, and substitute every time, well, of course, that's going to be bad content, and it's not really going to achieve the goals. So instead, I'm going to put much more focus on just using the Pokemon's level up movesets. So here with a Gengar, it's perfect. Against this Geodude, we're just going to spam Lick until it goes down. Now against Onix, we are going to confuse it, and then it's funny that Bind still hits us even though we're a ghost and Bind can't actually hit us, but, you know, that is what it is. Pokemon's gonna Pokemon. Gen 1 is gonna Gen 1. But we get through the fight just fine right there. But anyway, the key point is that I really want to focus more on runs where we don't use as many TMs and where I make it much more clear when and where I use the TMs. The other thing that I want to get into more is we've seen that half of all Pokemon don't beat the game on minimum battles. That was established all the way back in the original Brock Minimum Battles series, where literally 50% of all Pokemon just fail on Brock. They just can't get through. But there are a lot of good Pokemon that can't get through. Pokemon, of course, like Tauros fail. Pokemon like Zapdos fail on Brock. You can get Pokemon like, I don't know, one of my favorites, Scyther, fails on Brock. And it kind of waters the whole challenge down when you're just knocking out half of all the Pokemon before the first gym. But how do we deal with that? I mean, obviously I have issues with consistency runs as well, and my biggest issue is over-leveling. That's always been the point. The whole reason this channel started on minimum battles was because I didn't want to be in the position of over-leveling my Pokemon. I didn't want to be in the position of just using level ups to overcome troubles. So there has to be some sort of balance to that. And that's what I've been working on a lot in the background this past month. So really sorry I haven't gotten as many videos out, but hopefully you guys are going to like the final results when they come out. But to really start on that whole new journey, that whole new style of playing, I think it's important to establish what I'm actually trying to achieve. So this Gengar is going to do a good job, I think, of really showing that. Here, normally, when we get to Mount Moon, we would, of course, route through this area where we're going to pick up the rare candy. I usually pick up the escape rope just in case I need to get out. But then the first thing that I would do here, of course, is I would look at my TM learn set. And I would say, oh hey, look at that. We get the Mega Punch TM. So normally that would be my strategy, right? I would just learn Mega Punch right there. And now I'm going to obviously use Mega Punch every single time instead of using Lick, because Lick sucks. I mean, it's a really weak move. But the problem is that, well, Mega Punch isn't necessarily a huge centralizing tendency. Not every Pokemon's gonna get it, and it's not always gonna be that great. I mean, it's not super accurate, certainly. It still tends us to using strategies that basically just make a lot of Pokemon the same, right? And the same is true when we pick up Dig, the same is true when we pick up Body Slam. Body Slam is a huge centralizing tendency in Gen 1 solo runs. And Rest, I mean, there are just tons of moves that, it's not that they're useless, they're really useful, but because of that, we tend to just lean on them as a crutch. Instead, I think it's much more interesting to see how far at least we can get just on our level up movesets, and to only add the TMs when they're absolutely necessary. Meaning that even if we think the TM will make the fight easier, if we can see a reasonable way to get through it without adding that TM, I think that's the way to go. And that's something that I want to focus much more on in these videos going forward. So here we picked up the Dome Fossil, we are fighting Jesse and James, and again, these Pokemon really can't do anything to us, so I'm going to spam Lick on Ekans, now Nightshade, Meowth down, and yeah, we'll just keep using Nightshade here on Coughing. There we go. We have gotten through Mount Moon, only had a couple of wild Pokemon pop up there, it's pretty lucky, and yeah. The other thing that I'm going to do a lot in these runs, I already do it, but I usually cut it out, is I'm going to always try each gym leader at the first possible opportunity. That will just let us know, like, is this possible at this point or not? Sometimes you're surprised. Sometimes I'm really certain that a gym leader is going to be impossible, and then they turn out to not be that difficult. So Misty here, the strategy. I am going to confuse her Pokemon first. Confusion basically can buy us some free turns. And then, of course, it's all about the Nightshade. We can't use Lick here because Lick actually doesn't work on Psychic types, but Nightshade is more than enough to take down the Starmie. So, there we go. We have 2 badges down. And just got to say really quickly before I continue anything else, you might see this nice little front end. I am playing live, and you can see my badges are popping in. You can see my movesets are updating. You can see the PP, etc. This is all based on the same stuff that Scott's Thoughts is using. He was kind enough to share his front end with the community. And yeah, the guy's just a beast. He's awesome. He's absolutely amazing. Great to have people like him in the community to work with. And yeah, so if I ever said anything bad about Scott's Thoughts, I don't think I ever said anything too bad about Scott's Thoughts. Other than the joke in the Weedle run. So Scott, sorry for that, but otherwise, respect and love. And this is using the game hook software that was developed, I believe, by Flamesage. So shout out to Flamesage as well. Shout out to Steven Plays, another Pokemon YouTuber who I was able to look at a little bit of his code and copy paste a couple things. Yeah, these guys are great. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take out all of these trainers here on the Nugget Bridge. I feel like this is kind of like watching an Age of Empires game or something, where the first 30 minutes is pretty much going to be just what you'd expect. Nothing too exciting. It's going to be the middle game where this one really heats up and we start to say like, okay, is this possible? What do we got to do? But really, like, let's just think about this. A normal strategy for a Gengar in this section isn't too different. The biggest difference would just be adding Mega Punch. And I think anybody would add Mega Punch because they have the empty move slot, plus it's going to be a fairly strong physical move that they could use to take down a lot of these Pokemon faster. But we can see that Lick and Nightshade is more than enough for basically everything here. And it's partially because our moveset is so amazing, nothing can really do damage to us. I mean, sure, Leech Life, but that's a super weak move. And, yeah, like, is there really any point in getting TM moves when we don't need them? Speaking of, I just want to test this out. Yeah, Charmander automatically popped in when we changed out the Pokemon. That's dope. I did it. I learned how to code JavaScript well enough to make a front end for OBS. This is amazing. Anyway, so the point is just that while TMs are perfectly fine, and I think for casual playthroughs, they're, yeah, just use TMs as much as you want. You know, use items in battle if you want to too. I mean, it's just a casual playthrough. That's not really the point of my channel. We're not trying to be casual. We're trying to play the game on difficult settings. But we also have to accept that a lot of Pokemon aren't going to be able to beat the game on the most difficult settings. And there are a lot of good Pokemon that just get knocked out maybe prematurely. They're not really given a chance to even show what they can do in this rule set. As I realized that I haven't put set battle mode on. Sorry, we'll fix that, folks. Sorry, I keep animations on. I like animations. I don't care if everybody doesn't. But, yeah, so when we think about Pokemon like Tauros, like Jinx, like Scyther, Golem, I mean, there are just tons of Pokemon that just don't get through Brock on minimum battles. And we even saw that it was Snorlax in the video. 0 DVs Snorlax does not beat Brock, even though max DVs Snorlax does. These types of situations are really a big flaw in the 0 DVs minimum battles style. Now, this isn't to say I want to completely abandon 0 DVs in minimum battles, but I will say this. At the very least, future videos are going to include one 0 DVs minimum battles run and one no TMs run, with the exception of using Bide on ghosts. And I mean, we may add Mimic in some cases. I mean, we'd use Bide in Lavender, I guess, and use Mimic against Agatha. But the point just being that we'll accept that it's not going to be possible for a lot of Pokemon to beat the entire game without any TMs, but we can kind of make a reasonable rule set around it, I think. Okay, we finally... Oh, and we get put to sleep. No. No. Come on, wake up. You jerk. And you... and he disabled Nightshade again. Oh, that's so stupid. Sorry, we should have won that fight. But, yes, rip consistency. You know, okay, time to go grind for 20 more levels because we lost to this guy. Anyway. So the key point is I'm going to be doing at least one run that will be 0 DVs in minimum battles, and then following with a second run. And in the second run, the strategy will be to beat the game with no TMs. But, like I said, I recognize that a lot of Pokemon won't be capable of that, or they'll at least have to use Bide to get through. That's fine. But then I want to do a final run that is somewhere between the two. Because half of Pokemon aren't going to make it through Brock on the minimum battles run, and a decent amount of Pokemon are not going to do very well on the no TMs run. I mean, think about it. A Pokemon like Rhydon doesn't learn a single ground or rock type move. It only learns normal type moves. That's pretty bad. And when you think about a lot of other Pokemon like Scyther, Scyther really needs a strong physical move, but the only attacking moves that it learns via level up are Quick Attack that it knows at the very beginning of the game at level 5. Then it can learn in a minimum battles run what it would learn Hyper Beam and Slash and Swift. That would be it. And Hyper Beam's the only really strong one there. But via level up, it's only going to learn Slash and Wing Attack. Wing Attack being incredibly weak in Gen 1. It's only a 35 base power, if I recall correctly. So that Pokemon's going to be at a huge disadvantage, in spite of the fact that it should be a pretty strong Pokemon when you consider Swords Dance and everything else. But it just doesn't even get a chance. And it's not going to look very good on a no TMs run. It's going to probably look pretty darn bad. So there has to be a medium case in between those, where we balance getting TMs and maybe doing a little bit of leveling and trying to beat the game still at the lowest possible level. So that's what I've been playing around a lot with in my free time, and I think I've got some solutions that you guys will like, but we're just going to have to break those down as we go into them. Alex goes down. That was a relatively easy fight, except for the fact that we ran out of Nightshade. We're going to have to use our Ether here before Lieutenant Surge, I think. But, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought I heard something strange going on. But it was just my imagination. It was all just my imagination, folks. Okay. Charmander. Learn your moves so that we can use you for our HMTM Pokemon. Now, Scott's Thoughts actually has a script that lets him automatically solve the trash can puzzle now. It's built into the game hook, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to solve it myself every time, I think. It doesn't take that long. Here we are, Lieutenant Surge. Now, this one could be difficult. He knows Thunderbolt, but he also knows Mega Kick and Mega Punch, which, I mean, he's bad, so he's just going to use them. And he can also use moves like Growl, which will lower our attack but otherwise do nothing. And he can use X speeds, which, there it is. So I think we're going to be okay. We're just going to spam Lick on this one. And we're going to try to keep him confused. And there we go. We beat him without Nightshade. Lol. Gengar, you absolute monster. Just licking things to death. Oh. Whoever came up with the attacks in this game is just brilliant. Just, yeah. We're going to add an attack called Lick, and that's how he's going to defeat his opponents. He's just going to lick other things, and they're going to die. Anyway. So, time for the wrap and last, and she could also be trouble, but it's really just because of status. She could put us to sleep, or she could paralyze us, which could result in a loss. I'm going to use Confuse Ray here. Poison Powder does nothing. We'll take that all day. There we go. And yeah, we're just going to try to keep these Pokemon confused as much as possible. It's a chance for free damage plus free misses. Like, that's the thing. Confuse Ray is so incredibly broken when you consider it's 100% accurate and it gives a 50% chance of the opponent not hitting you. Like, that's broken if I ever knew a move that was broken. Like, that's like having 2 double teams set up. When you think about it, like 2 double teams gives a 50% chance that your opponent will miss, right? If they're using a 100% accurate move. But then on top of that, they deal damage to themselves when they don't hit you. So confusion is really much stronger than using double team, which is another reason why Gengar is just so incredibly strong. So, yeah. I think Gengar's just going to crush this. And basically, I think Sabrina and Koga could be difficult for us, but everything else I think is going to be fairly good, smooth sailing until we get to Giovanni. Giovanni with Earthquake and Dig might be able to knock us out. And the champion. The champion's going to be an absolute beast in this one. Because he's got that... Oh, and this one right here is a little tough. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we need to confuse this Cubone because we're weak to Bone Club. Makes sense. And we need to confuse this Slowpoke because we're weak to Confusion. I think our only hope is for it to hit itself in Confusion. There goes. Yeah. There we go. Casper has got this in the bag. Now, Pokemaniac number 2 with a Slowpoke. Sorry, we don't want to use items. What the hell am I doing? Okay. So we need to confuse it. We need decent confusion luck, I think. Yeah, there you go. Hit yourself, and we get through. Which means we can now move on to this second Odyssey Lass. And, yeah. Bulbasaur's not going to do much to us, I think. Cool. Let's see. Okay, we don't have a ton of Nightshades left, but I think we'll get through the Rock Tunnel Hiker because he can just self-destruct and miss. Another reason why our Gengar is just such an OP beast. So, yeah, let's try Self-Destructy Boy. There he goes. He cooperates right off the bat. He's like, I'm going to use Self-Destruct. Oh, he did it again. Oh, Gengar breaks this game so badly. A couple Nightshades. And we just learned Hypnosis. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gengar just gets better. It's an embarrassment of riches, to say the least. Like, come on. Now, we can only hit Meowth with Nightshade, and we're out of confusion too. Oh no. Okay, so now we're going to have to use up all of our PP and go into struggle strats. This is terrible. We've got so many lick PP, but I mean, Meowth can't do anything to us, so I think this is the strategy, is just to use up all of our PP here and just keep putting it to sleep. And this is so ridiculous. Come on, come on. Just use up all my PP. I need an auto fire button. I didn't configure an auto fire hotkey. No. I'm gonna have somebody like Steven Plays or Speedrunner218 in the comment section down below like, dude, you just needed to set up a hotkey. Yeah, sorry. I saw the auto fire in RetroArch, but I did not set it up. Anyway, so there we go. We struggle down that last, no problem. Sorry, not a last, she's a junior trainer. But we're making good progress here. So let's fight a couple Clefairies, and we're going to move on to try to fight Erica at this point. And of course, if we learned Dream Eater, Erica would be an absolute cakewalk, but we're going to try her without that. Again, we're going to try this as soon as we can with as few moves as possible on the lowest possible level. And we're not buying any Hyper Beam or anything, so we're just going to pick up the Elixir down there, and let's go. Now, just before Erica, there is the Execute trainer, and that one's just going to spam Hypnosis and I think Reflect, if I recall correctly. So that's going to be a pretty easy fight. Can't do any damage to us, so here we go. We're just going to Hypnosis that one, and now go into Nightshade. Boom. Done. On to Erica. So my strategy against Erica is going to be to put her Pokemon to sleep and spam Nightshade. That's the game plan. It's something that only a Gengar can technically do, because other Pokemon don't learn Nightshade. And, yeah, that's 3 hits on Tangela. We get put to sleep, but Razor Leaf isn't doing that much to us, even with crits, but we do need to wake up. Okay, we put it to sleep. Now, Nightshade takes it down, and we put Gloom to sleep. Okay, this is looking good. Looking very good. There we go. Boom! Come on, who needs level ups? Seriously, who needs the level ups when you got a Gengar? Best typing in the game. Bar none. Now, is this the fastest run? No. Much faster run would have been to go get Psychic and then just abuse Psychic in order to get access to, or rather, just to basically one-shot a lot of those Pokemon. We'd be doing far more damage than Nightshade's doing at this point. Let's see. I need to catch a flying Pokemon, so I am going to just set this here to, let's make this 50. Change. Sorry, I'm trying to have more encounters right now. Something that RetroArch lets me do is get more encounters so that I have a higher chance of finding a Pokemon. And just here, this is the only place I ever set save states middle battle. Is just because I don't want to have to sit here and run around forever trying to catch a flying Pokemon. So I set a save state just when I'm got my flying Pokemon in my sights. And after that, we just turn the encounters back down. Look, these aren't speed challenges, guys, so you can fight me in the chat about, lame, you turn off encounters. It's not the point. I'm not trying to have minimal encounters runs or speed runs here. Just trying to make something that I think is interesting. So, yeah, let's see. We've got some stuff we don't need, since we didn't pick up the Fly HM, apparently. But this is the section of the game where I think this run is finally going to start to get interesting. And the reason it's going to start to get interesting here is, of course, because here I expect some opponents to actually start to give us challenge, start to give us trouble. Not immediately. I think Lavender's going to be a piece of cake. Of course, the Rocket Game Corner is going to be an absolute cakewalk. But I think when we get to Rival 5, we have a legit chance of being knocked out, given that he's going to be using a Kadabra that knows Psybeam. That stab Psybeam may be enough to knock us out. Let's see, we taught Fly, okay. So, it's just a matter of finding out if that is in fact the case. But down here fighting against Team Rocket, I think this is going to be incredibly easy. Let's just knock these guys out. Here, Nightshade does the job. And I think we're going to Hypnosis and Lick here on the Zubat since it's so weak. I want to save as much of my Nightshade PP for things that actually need it. We will get another PP up though. Probably not going to use the PP ups on Nightshade. Probably going to save them for Dream Eater later on, since Dream Eater is going to be our strongest attacking move. We might even use them on the Hypnosis, so that we have more PP in order to do that. Can't really use the Dream Eater if we don't have him asleep, right? So, here we're just going to knock these Pokemon out as quick as possible. There we go. Let's see. And yeah, just a second, because I want to toss out a bunch of stuff that I don't need. We don't learn TMs, so all these TMs are just garbage. And we're not going to buy any items, so hey, who needs a nugget? We'll keep those. We'll throw that away. And we'll... No, we don't want to learn Mega Drain. We want to throw it in the garbage. That's the game plan. Throw all of your TMs away. And just try to grind through on your TM learn set. I think that's the best way to play Pokemon. Hands down. Alright, Team Rocket. Gonna be incredibly easy. So we are going to use Lick here on these poison types, because I want to save my Nightshades for Giovanni's rock type Pokemon. And of course for these normal type Pokemon that have to be hit, Persian and Meowth, we just have to use Nightshade on them. So there we go. We have taken down Jesse and James. On to Boss Daddy himself, Team Rocket's leader. Good old Giovanni. Stay asleep. There we go. So, Onix was a 2-hit KO there. Rhyhorn actually can't do anything to us. So yeah, let's just spam Lick. This is clearly the best strategy. And Persian. We want to put it to sleep. No, we don't. Why am I putting it to sleep? It can't do anything to me. So I'm just going to use Nightshade and knock it out. Done and done. Now, time to dig out. Go over to Lavender. Go see our children. Daddy's coming home, folks. We gotta go and scare the bejesus out of Alex here. See how this goes. So, Fearow can't do anything to us, theoretically, but it can use Mirror Move. So we're just gonna put it to sleep and then spam Nightshade, since Mirror Move could do decent damage to us. Magnemite. I think we just lick this one down. We're basically always going to be naturally over-leveled at this point anyway, so... Okay, he used Withdraw, so I just changed to using Nightshade on him. Here, I don't want to take a bunch of sand attacks. That's the only reason I'm putting Sandshrew to sleep, and same for the Eevee. We're just avoiding sand attack here. Okay, done and done. Let's go fight some ghosts. Some ghosty boys here with the channelers, and Lick, a one-hit KO. Oh, not quite a one-hit KO. It's a two-hit KO. It's a range. It's what we call a range, but works out. So now we can make our way to the top of the tower, where Hypnosis into Lick. Here, another Hypnosis into Lick. Not quite one hit KOing. Might be a range, might have a chance against the level 24s there, but doesn't really matter. But Marowak is the one that is actually a challenge. Could actually take us out with ground type moves if it chose to do so. So we're just going to have to knock it out. Now, Team Rocket here at the top of the tower. Here's the plan. Nightshade on Meowth, because that's the strategy. Hypnosis on Arbok. We're going to use a couple Nightshades and knock this thing down. No, that's low health. We'll use a Lick. And now, it's not like Weezing can really do anything to us, but hey, just going to Nightshade it down. There we go. Another level up. We're doing well in this one. No TMs whatsoever. No extra battles. We're at the lowest possible level. We haven't used any rare candies. This is, I think, about as ideal, in my mind, as a solo run can really be. It's everything that I want a solo run to be. So, anyway, let's get here into Silphco. Let's fight the one rocket that we need to fight. And, I mean, he can use Glare, he can use Poison Sting. Doesn't really matter. And Rival 5 does not have any ground type moves on his Sandslash yet. He doesn't learn Earthquake until he is the champion. So at this point, the only move that he has that can actually hit us is Poison Sting, which he's going to see is resisted, but his other moves just can't hit. So I think he's just going to spam Poison Sting. Pretty sure that's how the AI works. It will be that and Sand Attack. So our strategy here is to put that Sandslash to sleep. Then we're going to go into some Nightshades to take it out. And then for the other Pokemon, we're just going to have to deal with them in similar ways. Okay, yeah, he is using Poison Sting. Basically, we want to knock these Pokemon out as efficiently as possible. Cloyster is another one I think we want to put to sleep. Clamp could do a lot of damage. Here on low health, I think I switch into Lick, and I try to lick this one down. There we go. Magneton, put it to sleep. Nightshade, Nightshade, Nightshade. But here's the real challenger right here. Kadabra. We outsped, but Hypnosis missed. Okay, let's try this again, because we can see if we outspeed Kadabra, we can put it to sleep. And if we can put it to sleep, then we have a chance at that point. Might not be the best chance, but it is a chance. Here, Sandslash can't really do anything, so I'm actually going to spam Lick here. It's not doing much damage, but it doesn't need to, given that he really just can't do anything to us anyway. Now, Hypnosis on Cloyster, and Cloyster much more so than Sandslash we actually want to put to sleep, given that this one, you saw the Clamp, did damage to us. And Magneton knows Thunder Shock and Thunder Wave, neither of which we really want to be hit by. Kadabra, we missed again. Oh, Hypnosis, come on. Come on. Come on, Hypnosis. We just need to have Hypnosis connect. And then we got this. So Here, the other thing that I haven't done is confused these Pokemon. It might actually be better in the long term to confuse the Kadabra first, since that gives it a 50% chance of hitting itself in confusion. But, I mean, no, Hypnosis is better. Hypnosis is a higher chance of... Yeah. Okay. Cloyster, Nightshade it down, especially since it used Withdraw. Here, we're going to Nightshade down the Magneton. Okay, we finally connected. He used Confusion twice. Lol. No! No, we got all the way to Flareon and then we got knocked out. Okay, this is possible. This is possible. There's a reason why I'm not going to use any rare candies and I'm not going to go fight additional battles, because this is clearly just a matter of getting the Hypnosis ranges. It's literally that simple. If Hypnosis connects there on the Flareon, we win. So, yeah. Hypnosis is the roulette here, but hey, it's playing Gengar in a very Gengar-y way. Okay. So Nightshade, Nightshade, I think just Nightshade there. Thundershock did a little damage to us. It's not a huge amount of damage. Can definitely tank the Thundershocks. But it's Kadabra. Okay, he's asleep. And we got it. And we take Fire Spin. No! No! So this is the first time in the entire run that Gengar has struggled at all. Like, everything before this was such a cakewalk, as you guys saw. And, oh, we took Sand Attack. No! No! Okay, we've taken a bunch of Sand Attacks. I think that's an auto reset. Like, we could just go full-on Nightshade on these, I think, and be fine. I think we'd get to the end fairly often. So, we really just want to put them to sleep to avoid damage, but it's really just all about the Kadabra. Come on, go to sleep. There you go. Good boy. Okay. Now, oh, we're getting some Hypnosis off. We're getting the Confuse Ray off. And now we are going to lick repeatedly and get knocked out. Oh, God. Let's try this again. Wasn't paying attention. Wasn't paying attention. That was entirely my fault, fam, for not watching the game. My phone buzzed. I looked at my phone. Just cardinal sin, right? Never look at your phone, ever. Just don't do it. Okay, we take a clamp. That's terrible. Okay. All right. Here we're not getting the Hypnosis ranges that we need and misclicking. Okay, we got through that. Sorry, that was bad play. Bad play. I deserve to lose for that. Sand Attack. Okay. That's clearly the way to go. Confuse them so that when they wake up, they have a chance to hit themselves in confusion, there we go. Take down that boyo. Take down Cloyster with the Nightshades. Oh, we've got it. We've got it. This is a guaranteed victory against the Magneton. We get the first attempt sleep on Kadabra. Now we're locked in Fire Spin. No! No! Come on! No! No! The Hypnosis luck ran out on Flareon. Oh, this hurts so much. Oops, yeah, confusion. Okay, confusion did nothing, but that's okay. It's about odds. It's about the fact that eventually he will hit himself in confusion. Not in this battle, though. Sorry, the sand attack is enough that I think it's just a reset. The sand attack plus the fact that we're not getting any, like, hitting himself in confusion. There we go. See, there it goes. See, the universe is fair, folks. You don't get the confusion luck in one run, you get it in the next run. And then you just put the Cloyster to sleep and Nightshade it down, boom. And you put the Magneton to sleep and you Nightshade it down. And now Kadabra hits you with confusion and it immediately wakes up and hits you with another confusion and then you die. That's right, the world is completely fair. Come on. So you might say, like, why not just, use rare candies? Why not go fight some additional battles? Well, because clearly we don't need it, right? Like, what about this battle is screaming, you need to go level up? Honestly, I mean, like, sure, adding a couple more levels would make our Nightshade slightly stronger. That is one benefit of leveling up, but it's not really needed. Let's try this again. Come on, boyo. I think one more puts him in the range. There we go. Okay, it's a 3-hit KO every time here on Cloyster. And he's still asleep, so I'm going to lick him instead. There we go. Yeah, stay asleep. There you go. Oh, and there's the Hypnosis. Oh, and there's the Hypnosis again. We're going to confuse him so that when he wakes up, he's still confused. There we go. There we go. That confusion was meaningful. He knocked himself out essentially because he broke his own Fire Spin by hitting himself in confusion. Clearly, the best strats in the world are confusion strats. So, now that we've gotten through that, I don't think Giovanni's going to be that big of an issue because he doesn't have any ground type moves on his team. The Nidorino knows like double kick, which is going to do nothing. And Nidoqueen's strongest move is body slam, which again, I don't think is going to do much of anything. So adding in that we can just use some Hypnosis strats, I think this is going to be fine. Here, yeah, let's just lick down Arbok. No, we got paralyzed. No, it's terrible. And Nightshade. Nightshade. Boom. Done. Okay, I'm actually going to use a full restore here before Giovanni. I don't want to go out and heal again. So, Giovanni's time. Here, I think we just put the Nidorino to sleep and confuse it. And now I'm just going to spam Lick on Nidorino, I think. Because it really doesn't have anything useful. Ooh, and we can learn Dream Eater. Bye-bye Lick. So now, go to sleep, Persian, so that I can eat your dreams. Look how strong that is. Oh, beastly. So now the only issue is the poor accuracy of Hypnosis. We missed all of the Hypnosises on Nidoqueen. But that's okay. We got through. Easy, easy. So here we have beaten everything in Silphco. And we can go try to take on Sabrina. That's right. Sabrina is a possibility at this point. Not saying that it's going to be a great fight, but it's worth an attempt. If this one's not really working, what we're going to do is we're going to go fight Koga, since Dream Eater will be super effective on all of his Pokemon, and I'm willing to bet we can put them all to sleep. I'm willing to bet that we will move first, so we can put them all to sleep, and then we can just use Dream Eater to take them out. Let's find out if that's the case. So, here, first up, Sabrina. My strategy. I'm going to put Abra to sleep and then knock it out. Then I'm going to put Kadabra to sleep and knock it out. And it's finally going to be the Alakazam that's going to be the trouble, because I think Alakazam is guaranteed to outspeed us. And one Psychic definitely will knock us out. The other issue that we have is that Abra just spams Flash. And it is outspeeding. We are not outspeeding here. This is terrible. Okay. So then, I think the strategy is to confuse Abra. Let him do that. And now we can just Nightshade him down. Perfect. Oh, Psychic is so strong. Psychic is so strong. We just took 2 flashes in a row. Okay. But Abra did knock itself out. And keep in mind that Sabrina does not have Smart AI. So technically, we should be able to have a chance, even though she should basically crush us every time. Okay. So that one's not looking very good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go fight Koga. Why do I want to fight Koga? Because he's going to give me a speed badge boost. And even though we are not using badge boost glitch in this one, because we don't have any badge boost glitching moves, just that extra 12.5% in speed may be enough to allow us to get past the Abra. Now I've realized that I never got the bike. There we go. Easy fix. This ain't a speed run, who cares? But yeah, Koga is going to allow us to get a badge boost in speed. Might allow us to outspeed the Abra and avoid taking all those flashes. And then we should have a decent chance against the rest of our team, provided that we just have the accuracy to hit them. So, here we go. First in Koga's gym, we have to take on these jugglers that also have Psychic-type Pokemon. So I think Hypnosis into Confuse Ray is the obvious strat here. Or, sorry, Hypnosis into Nightshade is the obvious strat here. And okay, Nightshade's disabled, so we're going to use Dream Eater. Hey, critical hit Dream Eater did decent damage here. So, yeah, Dream Eater could also be effective as long as we're able to put those Pokemon to sleep. Okay, on to round 2. Juggler number 2, fight! Okay. disabled Dream Eater, but that's fine. We didn't want to use Dream Eater on you anyway, Hypno. See how my PP's doing. Yeah, okay. I think we have a decent chance of getting through this. So, strategy for Koga. Put this Venonat to sleep, and Dream Eater is a one-hit KO. That's brilliant. Ooh, I misclicked. Sorry. Psychic did a lot of damage, and we got a special drop. That's not good. Okay, he wakes up, but we can just knock it out with Nightshade. Now Dream Eater is a critical hit. And Psychic from the Venomoth knocks us down. So, the question is, of course, we had the special drop. That was bad. That was pure misplay on my part. Dream Eater is going to allow us to heal up, so that Psybeam didn't actually matter. We should generally get to the end with health remaining. He uses an X attack, but Psychic critical hit. Okay. I think this is going to be possible, guys. And without too many resets, we're going to be able to do this one. Because we're just going to heal up here off of the Venonats. So we're going to get to the end with good health. And, okay, a non-critical hit Psychic is not a one-hit KO. Very important to know. Because that means that we've got a little bit of a leeway. We've got a little bit of a chance. And basically, it doesn't matter what the Venonats do. Other than getting confused. That was bad. Special drops suck. Okay. And Nightshade. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to be a one-hit KO because of the special drop. But it's really just that we need the Hypnosis to connect on Venomoth. It's basically just that. So, I really don't think that there's any point in doing anything else here. And I mean, you can see we just completely healed up off of Dream Eater. Okay, he uses an X attack. He stays asleep. He uses another X attack. Boom. Done. That's the thing with Koga. He's not really that hard because he uses X attacks. Any gym leader basically can be beaten because they use items in battle in this generation. Giovanni's spamming guard specs and we've got X attacks there. So really, that's what makes a lot of these battles possible on minimum battles. But it also is what makes Double Team and Substitute such a ridiculously OP strategy. And it's the one that we have to go to a lot of times in Zero DV's minimum battles runs, but I think it really ruins the content. So I can understand why people wouldn't want to see it so much. So, anyway, back to Sabrina. Here, game plan. We now have a badge boost. You're going to see a very interesting factor here, which is that the speed stat that shows here, 101, yeah, that's much lower than what you see over on the left side of my display, because the left side of my display here is showing the stats with the badge boosts in place. So we're actually much faster than that, and we're going to have a chance to outspeed the Abra now. Now, we didn't connect with Hypnosis, but we got it this time instead. And we're just trying to avoid taking too many flashes from it. There we go. So now, come on. One flash has us not hitting with anything. Great. Here, back, we have knocked out the Abra. We take Kinesis, but that's okay as long as we can land the hits. Okay. Kadabra goes down. We're all the way to Alakazam. And one Psychic, of course, is going to knock us out there. That's not a good start. Okay, here we go. So, Abra goes down. We put Kadabra to sleep, and it's also going down. And a Psychic. Come on. It can use Psywave, it can use Reflect. Psychic is not like the only move that it's going to use there. And she's even going to use Recover when she's on full health because she has bad AI. So, again, there's not really a reason to panic and level up at this point. Because this is definitely a winnable fight. There we go. Put her to sleep. Nightshade is doing the job. There she goes. See? Really not a hard fight. It's just a matter of getting... Basically, it's just all about getting the hypnosis to connect. And we can see that, yeah, Gengar so far, no TMs is not actually an issue. Now we do need to go get Surf. Sorry for that. We're going to get our HMs that we need, and then we can go take on Blaine. And there really aren't that many battles left when you think about it. We have to fight Blaine. We have to fight 2 trainers inside of Giovanni's gym. I mean, one of them has just Machop and Machoke, and the other one has a Rhyhorn, so they can't hit us. So those are automatic wins. But Giovanni himself is going to be pretty hard. Then it's Rival 6 and the Elite 4. That's it. We're getting pretty close. So, let's get this done with here. Okay. So, now we're just going to dig out. And we got to go give some teeth to a dude. I know a guy. He needs some teeth. It's terrible. Okay. Let's go ahead and teach Lapras how to surf and how to use its strength. Boom. There we go. So, onward to Cinnabar Island, where we really shouldn't have too much trouble down here. We are just going to go in to the Pokemon Mansion, where nothing should really stand in our way. We don't have to fight anything. It's one of the best things about minimal battles. You realize how little you actually have to fight. There are like 330-ish Pokemon trainers in the game, and we only have to fight 65 of them in order to beat the game on minimum battles. So, it's kind of cool, if you ask me, that we can get through with so little leveling, so little grinding. Now, we need to throw some things away, though. And since we're not learning TMs, hey. Anything that gets in the way of us picking up the secret key, we will gladly get rid of. Okay. So now, it's on to Blaine. We'll deal with his stupid little puzzles. We'll say that Caterpie evolves into Butterfree immediately. We'll answer everything else right, because why wouldn't we? We're pros at this. I don't even read them anymore. Just press the buttons and win. All right, Blaine. Here's my game plan. Of course, I'm going to try to use hypnosis on everything. That's like the standard strategy at this point. But I definitely think that it's much more important to take out the Ninetales quickly, because the Ninetales knows Confuse Ray, and it could do decent damage with Flamethrower as well. Rapidash, not so much. Rapidash isn't as good. Stomp Takedown will do nothing. Growl, and then it knows Fire Spin, but Fire Spin's not that scary. The Arcanine is the one that we're going to have to really worry about, though. So, here I am going to try to put this Ninetales to sleep. There we go. And now, I'm confused, but I'm going to try to use Dream Eater on it. There we go. Now, Rapidash, put it to sleep. This is another game of spam Dream Eater. And now Arcanine, Fire Blast did a lot of damage. And he wakes up. He wakes up again. No, stay asleep. Stay asleep. Okay. Now, Dream Eater. Dream Eater again. There we go. Boom. Blaine is done. And it's all because we could survive Fire Blast. That's basically it. We've got the high special. That was the key. Okay, so now on to Giovanni. And Giovanni, I think, is actually the hardest gym leader for us by far. Because Gengar has good special, right? We can survive taking a Psybeam. We can survive taking some confusions. But Earthquake is a physical move. And we don't have that much defense. So I think Earthquake is honestly going to wreck us if we get hit by it. So we don't really need to worry about these trainers. So I'm just going to spam Nightshade here so that I save as many Dream Eaters as possible for Giovanni. And I don't even want to put him to sleep because I don't want to waste my Hypnosis PP. So yeah, I can't go that way because I don't have any room for items. Gonna have to put all my items away, guys. But Giovanni, if we can put his Pokemon to sleep and use Dream Eater, we have a chance. But that's easier said than done. So we're just gonna have to see if we can get the luck to do it. Starts with Dugtrio. Super fast Pokemon, digs a hole, boom, one hit KO. But he can use Fissure, and he can use Sand Attack. Earthquake is another one hit KO though. This is why this one is really the true challenge of the entire run, I think. And it's kind of a preview for the Sand Slash at the end. Okay, but he uses a Guard Spec, and that gives us the chance that we need. We take it down. So here we're going to use Nightshade. Okay, we've used up all our Nightshades, so now we'll use Dream Eater. Okay. Nidoqueen goes down. And one Earthquake from Nidoking. So, yeah, I mean, we just really need to get the luck to put these Pokemon to sleep and not get hit by Earthquake. Earthquake is I would say the best move to use on a Gengar. Basically, any run where you go up against Agatha, any Pokemon that learns Earthquake is always going to have just a huge advantage in that spot. But, that being said, it's not guaranteed that he uses those strong moves. So, we have a chance. So there we go. That was a really good one. Okay. Okay, Persian goes down. Nidoqueen goes to sleep. And we just missed again on Nidoking. Hypnosis just isn't super accurate, obviously. Which is why most people would be like, level up and use Psychic here, right? Our whole strategy here is dependent on getting the sleep on his Pokemon. And obviously people are gonna not like that, right? But it is a very Gengar-centered way to play here. God, we got such a long hypnosis and I didn't use Dream Eater. And now I want to use Dream Eater. And he wakes up immediately. Great. Like I was trying to play the odds there that he was going to wake up. Oh, that's bad. Okay, Fissure one-hit KOs us. Great. That's the other thing that we could do in a normal run. We could mimic Fissure and basically turn this run into, or this battle into a joke. But okay, there we go. Okay, Hypnosis on Nidoqueen. Hits, perfect. Hypnosis on Nidoking connects. So we take that one down and ride on. Oh, it was so close. Okay. We were really close to getting through that time, and we just failed because, yeah. We outspeed the Rhydon. Okay. We get the guard spec. We get the sleep on Dugtrio. That's the other thing with this battle, is that he can just use guard specs and they can allow us to win. Now, the only question is, if we use our rare candies here, will it make it so that we can survive an earthquake? That's really the only question of why we would use rare candies here. So it's one of those things where I'm not sure that we'd ever actually survive an earthquake or a dig. We could try it though. Let's just see. If we spammed all of these rare candies right now, do we survive an earthquake or a dig? Oh, now we outspeed the Dugtrio. Okay. No, that actually changes things a lot. Because outspeeding Dugtrio is massive. We did not survive an earthquake, though. So, clearly, we do want to add some rare candies here. So I'm just going to use them now. With the idea being to outspeed Dugtrio. Not sure we needed all of them, but hey, it's still minimum battles, so we'll take that. Okay. Is a pretty big advantage to be outspeeding everything. Okay, he guard spec'd on Nidoqueen. It's not a one-hit KO on Nidoqueen. Okay, Nidoking's asleep. We did one-hit KO there. And we get knocked out by an earthquake by the Rhydon. So, this is getting close. This is getting close. Clearly, this was the spot for using our rare candies. Okay, took that one down, but we get one hit KO. So the only other question is, technically we can get 2 more rare candies in this section. In fact, 3 more rare candies, if I'm willing to ride my bicycle really slowly over here, which I think I'll do. Okay, there we go. That time we managed to get ourselves a rare candy. And we can go back to Silphco, speed things up again here. And we can get a rare candy in here. And the only reason we want these rare candies is to see if they will enable us to survive one earthquake. We get that, and I think we're golden. I think we're able to beat Giovanni with reasonable luck without needing to do anything crazy. So let's just see. we may achieve what is an RBY Pokemon Challenges level of consistency. But hey, it works. Works for me at least. Okay, so let's run away from all of these wild Pokemon, sorry. So, here we go. We're getting through this section. We're going to pick up a PP up too. We're going to wave hello to Zapdos. What's up, Zapdos? I'll give you a run someday, man. And yeah, now it's time to try Giovanni again. Keeping in mind that we can gain additional levels and just see if it allows us to survive at least one earthquake. Even if it's a range, perfectly fine. We just want to be able to survive one. Maybe we won't need it. Maybe we'll just get the luck this time, though. So Hypnosis is just fine here for Dugtrio. Hypnosis in the Nightshade. Here, Hypnosis. And let's just Nightshade down the Persian. Hell. Okay, he keeps waking up. Okay, Dream Eater does its thing. Dream Eater takes that one down. Hypnosis Dream Eater takes that one down. And we did not survive an earthquake. Okay. So we really just have to win on the basis of... yeah. So I'm going to heal up just so that I have access to Nightshade. There are some cases where Pokemon wake up and we would be able to knock them out with Nightshade, but the fact that we didn't have enough PP was affecting it, so let's just make sure that's not the case anymore. And Mr. Giovanni, round number 25 maybe, I don't know. I don't know how many times we've fought him now, but okay. Dream Eater, he wakes up Nightshade. Let's just see here. Okay. Now, Hypnosis into Nightshade. That's enough to take down the Persian. And we get one hit KO'd. We really just need the Hypnosis luck, the Hypnosis range, to get this one to be possible. Though that's pretty cool actually when you think about it. That clearly Gengar can win this fight. I don't know, maybe just to me that's really cool, but when I see that, I kind of get excited. Like, okay, we put him to sleep. There we go. It's not quite a one-hit KO at this level. Oh, we got the sleep. Oh, critical hit Dream Eater followed by a Nightshade. There he goes. So, we were able to get through that fight. Still have not learned any TMs. And now it's on to rival number 6, where I think the strategy is definitely going to be to... we don't really have to worry about the Sandslash. It still doesn't have any ground type attacks. What we do need to worry about is the Execute, since it can use Leech Seed and it can use Stun Spore. We need to worry about Cloyster because it can lock us in Clamp and do decent damage. We need to worry about Magneton because Magneton can paralyze us with Thunder Wave as well as using Thunderbolt. And obviously Kadabra is just a beast. So yeah, time to find out if this is going to be possible or not. But starting off with a nice Hypnosis, we're just going to Nightshade Sandslash down. And that was not what we wanted to see. We did not want to get Leech Seed from Execute. Hopefully it's not a big deal. Here we are going Dream Eater on Cloyster. And Magneton as well. I think Dream Eater is the way to go. Does the most damage. And Kadabra, we survived a Psybeam. That's pretty good. Now we just need to take this one out. There we go. And we put Flareon to sleep, so Dream Eater. Leech Seed might not matter. And it does not. Doesn't matter because of Dream Eater. Because we have the ability to use that move and heal up. And keep in mind, the Ghastly line is the only line that learns Dream Eater via level up. It's also learnable by Hypno and Drowsy, but only via TM42, and it can be learned by Mew. But, I mean, Mew doesn't learn any sleep moves, so it's kind of useless on a Mew. So, really, Gengar is the only fully evolved Pokemon that's naturally going to have Dream Eater. And it's really kind of a signature move of the Gengar line, the Ghastly line, rather. So, when I think of a ideal Pokemon solo run, seeing situations like this where the Pokemon is using signature moves and, you know, sure, we're not perfectly consistent, but we're definitely not over leveled by any means. I think that that's really cool. Okay, we're going to toss out the TM from Giovanni. We don't need it. We're not using any badge boost strategies, so really the rare candy just comes down to whether or not we think we need the level or not. Grabbed it just in case. But yeah. So Gengar here is doing the most Gengar strat that we could possibly do, right? Confuse Ray, Dream Eater, Hypnosis, and Nightshade, right? Every single move that we're using is a level up move, but really, when you think about it, 2 out of 3 are kind of signature moves of this Pokemon. And the other 2, the status moves, Hypnosis and Confuse Ray, while they're not exclusive to Gengar, I mean, come on, Confuse Ray is a ghost type move, so if any Pokemon's gonna use it, it should be a Gengar. And Hypnosis makes practical sense. It's very thematic for Gengar. So all of those together make me think that this is a much better way to run a Gengar than doing Thunderbolt and Thunderbolt, Psychic, and what we could even learn like Substitute and Mega Drain and whatnot. We could be like Agatha, but why? We don't need to. So let's just put all of these items away that we don't need, just so that we have the space to go buy ourselves a bunch of full restores and get into this one here. So here we go. Attempt number 1. Now, in a normal playthrough, what would we do? We would be like, hey, we're about to take on Lorelei. Lorelai's weak against grass and electric type moves. Huh, do we learn any grass or electric type moves? Yeah, of course we do. But we're just going to bypass all of that. We're going to see if we can beat her straight up with this moveset. Go. So, Lorelei. I think we are going to confuse the Dugong. And she's really going to want to use Rest here. So I think the best strategy is to Hypnosis her. Okay, she goes to sleep by herself, so then I think we just Dream Eat her. And yeah, easy fight. Nightshade is pretty good for Cloyster since it has fairly low HP. And this is the Pokemon that we actually are worried about, Slowbro. Because Slowbro knows Psychic and Amnesia. Here, it's only Ice Punch that we really have to worry about from Jinx, so I'm still going to try to keep it asleep. But it's not the end of the world if it wakes up. It's more that it could put us to sleep. And finally, Lapras will only spam Confuse Ray, but that's fine. We're just going to put it to sleep and use Dream Eater. I'd rather not be confused and hit myself in confusion a bunch of times, so there we go. So, Elixir time, and it's on to Bruno Boy. So here we put Onyx to sleep and 1 Dream Eater. We put Hitmonchan to sleep and 1 Dream Eater. Hitmonlee cannot hit us. No matter what. It literally just can't hit a ghost. So that's an easy one. Hypnosis, Dream Eater, and now this is a guaranteed win because even Machamp actually just can't do anything to us, but Hypnosis Dream Eater is the fastest way through. So there we go. We are on to Agatha with no damage taken. It's pretty cool. Agatha, strategy. We need to put her Gengar to sleep. Keep in mind, even if she uses Substitute, you can still put opponents to sleep when they use Substitute in Gen 1. It's changed in later generations, but here, yeah, we don't really have to worry about it. Mega Drain's not going to do much to us. Dream Eater's going to do a bunch. Yeah, that's a one-hit KO. There we go. Knock that one out. Hypnosis, Dream Eater. Okay, Nightshade. Hypnosis on Arbok. Dream Eater's a one-hit KO. And the final Gengar. We outsped Hypnosis, Dream Eater. And that's a win. That's a win. An easy win against Agatha. I think Red and Blue Agatha would actually beat Yellow Agatha. Heads up. I think that's one of the few trainers in the entire game that Red and Blue version is actually tougher than Pokemon Yellow. Because in Red and Blue, she would use Hypnosis and Dream Eater with all of her Pokemon, all of her ghosts. So the fact that she doesn't in this version sometimes makes it a little bit easier. Anyway, we can see our stats right here. We're fairly balanced. I mean, our defense and our attack are decent. We can see that actually all of these stats are over 100 right now, given the fact that we have badge boosts. But I got to work out that HP situation over there. Let's just pull you up a little bit. There we go. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, speed and special are really where it's at for us. So our game plan going into Lance, definitely we are going to put his Pokemon to sleep, and we are going to try to knock them out with Dream Eater and Nightshade. The question is, do we outspeed Aerodactyl, or can we survive a hit from Aerodactyl, which will use Wing Attack or Fly? Everything else I think will outspeed, so we'll have a chance to just put him to sleep. So there we go. Put Gyarados to sleep. A couple Dream Eaters. Dragonaire's asleep. Not a one-hit KO, it's a two-hit KO, but that's fine. Here, I think we can just Nightshade this Dragonair down. But this is the big one. Okay, we survived. And one Dream Eater knocks it out. Now, Fire Blast, that sucks, but we're still fine. As long as he stays asleep. Yep, Dream Eater. We're not using physical attacks, so burn isn't that bad, and we get through on the first attempt. Really, this run is all about Giovanni. Beat Giovanni, beat the game? Question mark? Maybe. But I do know this. We're going to use a Mega Elixir so that we have all the PPs restored. And if we wanted to add PP to any moves, well, I think we'd want to add it to Dream Eater and Hypnosis. I think those are the only two that make sense. Let's see how this goes. Game plan. Sandslash. If it uses Earthquake, will probably one-hit KO us, but we're going to outspeed, so we need to put it to sleep and take it out quickly. Then Alakazam. If it hits us with Psychic, we're definitely done. If it hits us with Psybeam, we might survive. But we need to put it to sleep, and we need to use Nightshade to knock it out. Then we need to put the Exeggutor to sleep, because Exeggutor's AI is going to tell it to only use Hypnosis on us. But once we're asleep, it's smart enough to know that we're asleep, and it's immediately going to change to using Leech Seed. And if we're asleep for 7 turns and taking Leech Seed damage, that's going to be terrible. But if we get through those 3, I think this is a guaranteed win. Or a near guaranteed win. So let's try it. Hypnosis connects, and Dream Eater does the job on Sandslash. And we outsped Alakazam. Oh, that's clutch. Oh, that's clutch. Now we've been put to sleep by Exeggutor. But we woke up. Okay. Okay, and now Nightshade is enough. Okay, we took Thunder Wave and Thunderbolt from Magneton. That's bad. But we get through. Oh, and we got knocked out because we were outsped. Oh, and Hypnosis just couldn't connect. Okay. But that's clearly possible. Especially because we outspeed Alakazam. Like, oh, that's so clutch. Okay, Sandslash, no problem. Alakazam is going to go down in 3 Nightshades. Okay, stay asleep, Exeggutor. Come on. I know you have 3 heads, but they can all go to sleep. Okay, and true to form, my childhood rival has used a full restore, but we get through. Magneton. Go to sleep, Magneton. No. Okay. The fact that we couldn't get to sleep was the issue. And this is where Confuse Ray might come into play. Earthquake obviously is a 1-hit KO if we miss turn 1. But we know that Sandslash isn't really that big of a deal here. Yes, if we miss 45% of the time with Hypnosis, we're going to get beat that 45% of the time, but 55% of the time we're going to get Hypnosis to connect and get hit with Psychic. So, okay. But really Earthquake's the one that knocks us out, but later on it's just been bad Hypnosis luck, not getting the Hypnosis to connect. Okay. There he goes. He's asleep. Take him out. Alakazam uses Kinesis, giving us a chance. There we go. He's going to be a 3-hit KO. Boom. We put Exeggutor to sleep. That's nice. True to form, another full restore, but we don't care. Okay, Magneton is asleep. He's asleep. We got this. Magneton goes down. Cloyster. Tried to use Clamp, but missed. Okay, 2-hit KO there. Now, Flareon just wants to use Reflect because we're a ghost. Oh, God. That's great. Not because we're a ghost, because we're poison type, sorry, but still, he just used Reflect, and boom! That is the champion done. The whole game beaten with a Gengar, without fighting any optional battles, and without using any TMs. Yes, we had to get to a higher level to do it. We got to level 60 in this one. We picked up 1 additional rare candy that I don't usually pick up, but it was really about Giovanni. Giovanni is such a beast, but we can see that Gengar is able to get this one done, and that's really all that matters. It gets the job done. So the natural question is, can we beat Mewtwo? Because Mewtwo, of course, is going to have everything that it needs in order to beat us. I mean, come on, it's a Mewtwo. It's gonna just 1-hit KO us with Psychic. Like, come on. It's the story of my life. Just Psychics wrecking me left and right. That's why I never called him Ms. Cleo. So, I say things like that and then I feel really old. Does anybody else remember Ms. Cleo? The Jamaican lady on American TV. I don't think anybody overseas would know her, but if you grew up in the United States, you had to know about that lady doing the tarot cards. Can't do an accent. I can't do that accent. Come on. But those were the days, man. Everything was pure back then. Everything was real. As if things today aren't real. Now, we're going to fight Mewtwo. Obviously, the game plan versus Mewtwo is pretty simple. We need to put it to sleep. We need to confuse it. And we need to nightshade it down. That's pretty much the game plan. So let's try. Okay, he's asleep. He's confused. Okay, we're nightshading it down. There we go. So, Casper, the friendly ghost, gets this one done. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. A Gengar is capable of beating the entire game, start to finish, on 0 DVs, minimum battles, and, most importantly, no TMs. This is what I think an ideal, like a perfect Gen 1 solo challenge looks like. Because we did not do anything that could really be considered centralizing. We used Gengar's level up moveset. Basically exactly the moves that you would expect it to have. And we used strategies that are really, really specific to Gengar. Nightshade, Hypnosis Dream Eater, Confuse Ray. These are all things that Gengar was programmed to do specifically. It was given this really, really small level up moveset. And we're just using all of them, basically. We got rid of Lick because Lick is kind of useless, but I mean, everything else is just a level up move. If we can beat the game this way, then I think this is the way to go. I think it's better than just learning a bunch of TMs and trying to beat the game because, you know, any Pokemon can just learn a bunch of TMs. And when you get to moves like Mimic and Substitute and Rest and Double Team, yeah, every Pokemon can learn those. So you're no longer using anything that's unique or interesting. And it's something that I've been very bad about, but I want to make sure that I'm not doing it so much going forward. So anyway, I hope you liked this one. If you did, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for chilling out with me for a minute. And I'm going to be making more content. And one last thing before I go, I am finally going to get high-speed internet, which means that I will be able to hopefully do some streaming, some live type of content like this. If you like that, you can join in on those and just chat with me while we play the game. And if it's not really your bag, don't worry. Everything that I do on a live stream that I think is actually interesting and pertinent to the channel will be edited up and thrown up on the channel later on. So anyway, thanks so much. See you next time. Later.